I think the main motivation is to earn a rice bowl.
I think after all my time in the industry, I feel that everything is getting very, very soulless.
I seen get screwed by clients. I've seen so much tensions. I've seen so much difficult situation, and I was telling myself, okay, no way I'm going to get into this industry. But along the way, I enjoy building things. I enjoy seeing things grow. I love dimensions. That's how I started into this industry. Clients normally are very afraid of being underquoted. Then after that, eventually come out with a big cost at the back of it.
That's when I realized that gap. We need to educate our clients. We need to make sure that they are making the most informed decisions that they can make. Also, I think the industry is very, I would say very cookie cutter and very needs driven. I think after all my time in the industry, I feel that everything is getting very, very soulless. That's when I realized that gap. We need to educate our clients. We need to make sure that they are making the most informed decisions that they can make.
The ID business or the ID scene is very traditional for many, many years. For myself, yes, my dad used to be a contractor. My dad doesn't know English, he can't read, he can't write. So in my younger days, during my school days, during holidays, during weekends, I used to follow him to site very often. I mean, on the bad side, I've seen get screwed by clients. I've seen so much tensions. I've seen so much difficult situation that my dad faced. And I was telling myself, okay, no way I'm going to get into this industry. But along the way, I always like building things. I enjoy building things. I enjoy seeing things grow. In my own bedroom, in my parents' place, I even painted my own wardrobe green. I think that part of the DNA of me is I enjoy building things. I enjoy putting things together. I love dimensions. That's how I started into this industry. We want to be the special force in the industry. We are small, we are nimble, but we hope that we can become that special team out there to use our passion for designs, for materiality, to present ourselves out to our client. We want to change the scene, or rather we want to change the way that traditionally this business do by presenting a very honest and very upfront approach. We actually come across instances like clients normally are very afraid of being underquoted. Then after that, eventually come out with a big cost at the back of it. So I think that's one of the things that we actually want to try our best to eliminate. I actually came from the shipbuilding industry. I have a bachelor in engineering because I was dealing with steel plates. So they are like 12mm, 10mm, 6mm, 8mm. I need to identify them, and I challenge myself, hey, can I identify these steel plates with my naked eyes to see what's the thickness of it? But looking at dimensions, I enjoy looking at dimensions. I enjoy looking at numbers. When I transfer from ship to houses or the buildings, that's the difference. But I think I enjoy looking at dimensions more than taller sign.
I took a diploma in building technology. I've always had a passion for design. I come from a family of businessmen, except this one uncle who is also an architect. I think he has helped me throughout my entire life. I don't think it's because I wanted to be different. I think it's more because when I see elements in the buildings or in design, there's some parts that don't sit right with me, and I do feel like an inner motivation to try and fix it. So I went on to take architecture after that and haven't looked back since. I felt it was time to leave and grow myself instead of always getting instructions and sitting behind my mentor. Only after leaving, actually get a chance to develop my design more and something more personal and something that I feel can be shared with my clients. And that's something also like we felt there's a gap. Even if you go to a very well-known firm or you go straight to contractor, there's always that education part that is kind of lacking in our industry, I feel.
I think three main things. Number one, the interior designer must have a good heart. We enjoy listening to people. We want to digest and at the same time be able to get into understanding the lifestyle or the intent of the space. Number two, I think to be persistent. Nothing beats when the designer is able to tell you that actually you don't need too much, or you just need that enough to fulfill that function or to fulfill that design element in the space. So number three is that we want to look at honesty, where the designer wants to present a very honest proposition towards using the material, using the design intent, using the inputs that he has. And we want people who are able to go for the extra mile. And that is who we are. For example, before we hand over our project, as much as I could, I will bring my Decathlon seat and I'll put right in the middle of the living room. I'll sit down there to do my work before I hand over the job. Because I want to be able to sit down there to pretend to be the owner. By doing that, I can identify, things that I could have improved. So I think that calls for an extra mile because that takes time, that takes effort. And hopefully with this, we can also help the client to understand where we are coming from.
I think what's important for a good interior designer is that he or she should be able to provide the client the information to make the most informed decision that they can make. You know, you need to tell me what you do every day. When you get home, what do you do? And then from there, we can tailor the space to the client.
I think we believe in building to last. Every decision that we make, we want it to be able to go for a long way.
And we shouldn't just be looking at what looks good in this trend within the last 2-3 years. We have to look forward and think, okay, how would this look in the next 5 years or the next 10 years? So from there, once we have that in mind, then that thing wouldn't be an issue anymore.
In Floorplan Collective, we are looking every project as a marathon because it will never end at the end of the project after handing over. That is just the beginning for us. We want a team of commandos. We want people who are here to serve, and we want people who are able to go for the extra mile. It may not be a very, very big team of like 50, 60, 100, but we just need a small detachment, 10 of us, and we can cover each other. We enjoy extending a cup of drink to you, even if you say you don't need it. It's that extra gesture that we're very happy to give. And we hope that this can be also the personality trait that we have in our team member. Because by going that extra mile, we know our projects are safe.
I think the chemistry within the team is very important. It happens quite naturally because we are quite aligned in our values. And I feel like maybe that's also kind of the type of people we attract, like, you know, birds of a feather. So I think for that, having the team as an extension of us is not intentional. We have the same expectations of them as they have of us. And it's something very, very comforting.
Every space is a frame. I can turn around, I take photo, this is a frame. And to make every single segment or every vision of the individual space to be frameable has a lot of thoughts behind it. Every segment or every portion of the space is an expression of the author.
Every project is a story for us. I think this is something that we want to show, like who we are as people and the intention and the heart behind everything that we do.
And yeah, we hope that's what people would think about the Floorplan Collective